Thank you for logging on. Thank you for being part of the program. And it's a very special podcast because we have a guest here. And we don't normally have guests, but we have made an exception because I was in Corpus Christi and saw this man performing his stand-up comedy, and he really blew the room away. I mean, this guy blew the room away. And I've seen them all. I've seen Drew Carey. I've seen Richard Jeni. I've seen all of them. But there is something about Donnie Nern that, well, to be quite candid with you, is unlike anything I've ever seen, dear. And we welcome Donnie Nern to the Fake Lycus podcast. Hello, Donnie.
Hey, Fake Lycus.
Hello, dear. You were unbelievable in Corpus Christi at the Corpus Comedy Cave.
Thank you.
And is that a club that you work regularly?
Probably like 2 or 3 times a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They don't like to bring the same people back too soon. You know, the audience has seen you, and
Yes.
they'd like to bring someone new in.
Yes. Keep it fresh.
Exactly.
Yes. And I understand you're married. Does your wife travel on the road with you? Do you bring that bitch with you on the road?
No, actually, to tell you the truth, I do a lot of material about my wife because I'm sorry. The topic of a woman.
Your material is so funny that sometimes it's hard to even do it. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, the topic
but let
of
me
a wife.
tell you, Donnie, hearing it is even more difficult. My stomach hurt after your show in Corpus Christi.
You know what? I really appreciate that.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yes, I understand.
You know, the topic, I'm sorry, I got the giggles here, but
Giggles, that's a club that you've played, I'm sure.
yeah, absolutely. You're my best audience. I got to tell you, I heard you in the club that night.
Yes, I was laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah.
When I think something's funny, I laugh. And I haven't met a lot of people who are authentically funny. And you are.
Thank you. You know,
something about your name, I mean, it's so uncommon.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll tell you something. I spelled Donnie, D-O-N-N-E-Y. A lot of people either spell it with a Y or an I-E.
D-O-N-N-E-Y?
That's right. No, it's not. Really, it's not funny. What happened was...
Yes, it is.
What happened is that my mom wanted to name me Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that are named Donnie, like Donnie Osmond, et cetera,
Yes.
their real name is Donald.
Yeah.
But people call him Donnie. She wanted me to just be Donnie and to make
Yes.
sure she spelled it D-O-N-N-E-Y.
Yes. Well, Donnie, you're on the Fake Lycus podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
Donnie Nern.
Yeah.
Whose bitch wife does travel with him.
No. I said she doesn't. Actually, there's something I wanted to tell you about
I'm sorry.
my name, Nern.
I misunderstood.
A lot of people, they ask me when I'm on the road, how did you get the name Nern?
Yes.
It doesn't sound like anything we've ever heard before.
Uh-huh.
My family originates in Germany, and the last name used to be Nuremberg.
Are they Nazis?
No, they're not. They're not. The name used to be Nuremberg, and they were afraid that they would be associated with the Nuremberg trial, so they just cut off the Berg, and it's Nern.
Associated with the Holocaust.
Exactly. My parents would say, we don't, we would prefer that people not see the name Nuremberg.
Nazi.
But, you mentioned my wife, and she doesn't travel with me on the road because actually I'm not married.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You have a wife, but you're unmarried.
Yeah. See, the thing is that the topic of wife is always comedy gold. So I do a lot of jokes about my wife, but really I don't have one.
Yeah.
But it provides me with a lot of material.
I love that.
Yeah. Like my wife, she can really cook up a storm.
Yes.
But, when I say storm, I mean like hurricane. Like that's how bad it is. It's a negative experience.
bad cooking.
Exactly. Really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Really bad. It's like the perfect storm. She cooks up a storm.
And you can't dump that bitch because there is no bitch.
Right? Yeah. I prefer not to be married. You know, it's hard to have a relationship when you're on the road 40 weeks a year, which I am.
40 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a grind. It's a grind. But, this is what I do. This is what I'm good at. It's my vocation, and
you are good at it. I mean,
you.
ask anybody who was at the Corpus Comedy Cave in Corpus Christi, and because Fake Lycus isn't the only one who was there. The house was packed. I mean, really packed them in there. I mean, unbelievably packed them in. Like some of the appearances I used to do at Camacho's. There were that many people there.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well,
I love Camacho's.
Yeah. Camacho's is out in Montebello, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I drive by there on the way to Fry's. The electronics place is on the other side of the freeway.
Go there with my boys. Yep. Used to sign racks there.
Wow.
Have you ever signed a rack?
No. No. I went to Iraq, though, with the USO. And that was really something, visiting the troops. I'd like to get you to come to all my shows, man.
So you don't
sit down front.
Yes, right in front. Yes. So if you have no wife, then you have no mother-in-law. That must be difficult because that's always a great topic for comics.
Yeah, and you know what? I still do material about a mother-in-law because
even though you don't have one.
Exactly, because I have the wife, so I have the mother-in-law. You know what's funny about mother-in-law? See, this is some material that I do.
Yes.
When you look at the words, because I consider myself a wordsmith, I craft my act very carefully with words. Mother-in-law, when you look at it, in-law means you're married. Because it's a legal process.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like, you would never hear someone say your mother in common law, like if you're not married but you're living together. So when you get divorced, it's like breaking the law. You're breaking the law because you don't have the mother-in-law. Have you ever thought of that? I mean, it's...
No, I have never thought of that until now.
Yeah. It makes sense, though, right? But in like a comedy way. It has a little twist. Because what you do, what you like to do in comedy is you...
put a twist.
Yeah, you make an observation that we all make in everyday life. You put a little twist on the end. And then it turns into the kind of zinger that most people don't think about.
And that's what you do, Donnie Nern. You do a lot of zingers.
Yeah.
And at the Corpus Comedy Cave in Corpus Christi, you did a lot of zingers.
Yep.
And you did a lot of one-liners.
Yeah.
And the crowd loved it.
Yeah, it's what I do.
They were crazy for it.
It's what I do.